Exploring the Brattleboro Retreat Tower. Ghost Adventures with Kai and Curt. So today, me and Kai are exploring, which apparently is one of the most haunted places in Vermont. Notice how we're not going at night. There has been a lot of reportings at this location. And, hey honey, hold my hand. Honestly, it's going to be pretty amazing once we get up there, but we'll explain more about it then. As for now, we're going to make our way up this trail. So it says on GPS that it's only a 12-minute hike up this hill. And a little bit about this. We are in the outskirts of the Brattleboro Retreat, Brattleboro Farm, which used to be known as the Vermont Insane Asylum. They changed the name.
Slight right to stay on Tower Road.
Years ago. So we're hiking up what's called Tower Road to try to find what's called the Brattleboro Retreat Tower. It's actually a historic landmark in the state of Vermont. Oh, you okay? But I gotta tell you, even though it's daytime, it's pretty eerie just walking up this trail. It reminds me of a lot of the sacred spots in Hawaii that we used to hike up. Just has this feeling, this sense of unwelcomeness, but it is a beautiful trail, and there's a lot of history that has to do with this trail. So we're gonna continue our hike. Kai, you excited? Oh my gosh, you guys. So we are almost to the top. God, I got a very, very eerie feeling. Just heard a bunch of noises, but I'll get into the history about this in just a second. You can see it poking through the tree line here. The Brattleboro Retreat Tower. God, it's amazing actually. Kai, are you okay? I'm hoping that Kai doesn't get scared here. They say that kids can sense paranormal. I hear noises all around us. I'm sure it's just the wind, but my mind's playing tricks with us. This is definitely not somewhere I'd go at nighttime. There's also a graveyard, one of the oldest graveyards.
Turn right onto Tower Descent.
You okay? All right, so I'm gonna get into the history of this in just a second. It's pretty amazing. I've watched so many videos about this. If you go on Google search and type in most haunted places in Vermont, this is number 3 in every single forum. Wow. I kind of wish that there was somebody else up here with us, me and Kai. But we're going to get into the stories about this in just a second. This is the Brattleboro Retreat Tower. It was built in 1887. It's comprised of quartz granite stone. It has 3 protruding windows. 65-foot-long Gothic tower built over the course of 7 years by the patients and staff, believing that the intense physical exertion would help with the treatment of the asylum's patients and gain mental stability once again. Over a dozen suicides have been made, but the actual number to this day is still kept a secret. It's largely guarded within the asylum's, or Brattleboro Retreat's, walls. It's ranked number 5 most haunted place in Vermont. To this day, many people report seeing apparitions jumping and falling to their deaths. As soon as they hit the ground, they vanish. Lots of people experience a feeling of uneasiness, which I just experienced walking up this trail, seeing shadowy figures dart across the lawn, and foul smells and full-bodied apparitions. This tower is 250 feet above the main building. It's on the Brattleboro Retreat Acre Farm, which is a 1,000-acre mental health addiction facility. Opened in 1834 by Anna Hunt Marsh and funded with only $10,000. It's originally named the Vermont Asylum for the Insane. They actually used electroshock therapy and lobotomies. This 137-year-old tower is no longer open to the public. Up until 2007, it was open only a couple times, or one time actually, every year. I definitely have that feeling of uneasiness just reading this, but Kai doesn't seem to be nervous. What do you think, Kai? Pretty intense? There's also a trail that goes down to a cemetery that's supposedly pretty haunted. Oh my gosh, did you hear that noise? Did you hear that? Huh? Sounded like a scream. Oh my God, I got goosebumps. Like straight up goosebumps. This is what I did for research here. But there's more to come. What? Did you see something? The closer we get to this thing, the more amazing it is. I can't believe the story behind this. Once the patients built this for therapy, they used it as a way to exit this world. Most of the deaths that happened weren't on this side. Thankfully, they were on the other side. But the thought of it is creepy alone. Kai thinks it's pretty neat though. Do you like it, Kai? Looks like somebody put green rope all around it. And over here it looks like bloodstain, even though I know it's not. It's just red coloration in the rocks. I've also been told that there are a lot of demonic spiritual sessions that have taken place here, which is really creepy. Kai, please don't go over near there. Come this way, please. This way. But Brattleboro Retreat Tower. And now heading down the cemetery trail. So we're in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere here on this trail, and we came across this abandoned building, which is pretty amazing, the historic building. Like I said before, this is one of the most historical spots in the world, really, because there's a lot of history here. I'm trying to look at how many exactly. I think it says 58 buildings and sites, and 38 of which are known as historical society sites, built 1838 to 1938. This is just one of them. I think we're making our way to this graveyard. That's our next step. Come on, babe, let's go. Now into the cemetery. This graveyard here, as you can tell, this is the entrance. Kai, please stay with me. Don't walk over people's graves. Something really interesting about this graveyard is there's over 140 people buried here. 90% of them have no names, they're just numbers. A lot of people have a feeling of uneasiness when they walk through here, especially at nighttime. Ghost Hunters International actually investigated this site a few years ago. Some of the graves have been vandalized since then, but there's one particular grave in here that is of note, pretty unreal. Her name was Henrietta Frankenstein, Hannibal Frankenstein. Around her grave, Kai, this way please, this way. Around her grave, apparently, one of the EVP sessions that took place here, there was demonic words spoken through the session. Come here, please. Come over here, please. This is it. I found it already. Died January 20th, 1883. Henrietta Frankenstein. Pretty unreal. Pretty creepy. Not gonna spend a lot of time in here, I'll be honest. Get away from that gravestone. Get away from it. Kai doesn't understand yet about any of this, but... Kai? Kai, please. Come this way. We're gonna walk around for a second and pay our respects. 80% of the people, so they say, that died in here were from jumping off that tower by suicide. It's pretty unreal. One of the people in here is from Ireland. Oh my gosh, a snake. A black snake. How weird is that? Get off that grave. Yeah, like I was saying, many graves are marked with numbers. They're still unknown to this day. reports of demonic presence by ghost hunters indicates demonic presence are not friendly. But pretty unreal, and we found it here. We found this Brattleboro Retreat Graveyard, also known as the Vermont Asylum for the Insane. Something also pretty interesting about this graveyard, I've been to many graveyards in my life. Look at all these gravestones that are completely flat. Pretty unreal. There's a few that are standing upright, but the majority of them are unnamed, unnumbered, completely flat. I'd like to take a piece of carbon paper and come down here with crayon and figure out who they were. But this is Mary, wife of G.W. Brown, died September 4th, 1856. Absolutely unreal. Well, this has been a crazy ghost adventure. Luckily, we're not looking for ghosts, we're just checking it out. But until next time, say bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Well, exploring, and this is what Kai does. He just runs the trail. He's a trail runner. Wow, look at this. Weird, weird, weird. Stone set up in a square. As we're walking through this trail, though, coming from the tower through the graveyard, nothing but noises. I know the difference between wind and acorns falling. We're hearing muffling sounds like not any voices or anything crazy, but almost like we're being watched. It's a weird feeling walking through here. The only place more haunted than this, there's two places, one called the Bennington Triangle and one called Emily's Bridge. This here, though, is like a legit creepy place. I can't imagine coming here at nighttime, especially with like the dead silent. There's a highway off in the distance here, and you can kind of see the layout of the Connecticut River. Whoa! Ow! Thank you. He gives me random hugs like that. Ow! Ow! Oh, thank you. Well, we're gonna make our way back to our car. Total of 3 miles worth of trail systems here. We've only gone a couple miles worth. There's a whole nother one about a ridge where there's been a couple of deaths on the ridge, but that's for another day. Hope you enjoyed this video. Ow! And we will see you next time. Okay guys, so something really super creepy. Me and Curt are out right now. Brattleboro is known for being haunted, but right now there's no one around these swings like whatsoever. No one, and they're swinging by themselves. Kind of weird.